Okay. First, can you start introduce yourself?
My name is Martina Osawamick, and I am from Macomb, and I'm the president for Nishnawbe for the last couple of years. And in the last couple of years, I must say we have grown in terms of the organization. Can I speak Nishnawbe? Martina Osawamick, Dishlikas, Oganikwe, Digo, Meknode. Mijaja Madaswe Shidshwasa Bonek, what take Manda Nishnawbe conference. Up to Komajish Kamgak, Giwi and Avageni. Just explaining that is, I've been with the Nishnawbe for the past, it's coming to be 18 years. I've been on the board since then, and it's been many years that we've had this conference, and it has grown from 200 to over 1,000. And we host it in Sioux, Michigan, and at the Keewatin Casino, because on the Canadian side there was no accommodations to fill that many people. So we, at one time, the last year that we had it in the Sioux, Ontario side, we had to use 2 hotels. So now we have Keewatin Casino in the last 12 years. It's a big organization. It's getting to be very well organized in the last year. We've reviewed our bylaws, and we've had a lawyer look at our bylaws, and we've implemented the various policies and procedures that we need to guide us through our through the nonprofit organization. It's a nonprofit organization, and it's a charitable organization that we're involved in. And the theme for this year is Nagadoda Nishnawbe Madsawin. It's a very broad theme, and for me, when I think of the theme, I think of it more like in a holistic view. Nagadoda Nishnawbe Madsawin. Kimina Wome Madsawin. And we think, I think of our relations. I think of how the Creator gave Nishnawbe to be caretakers of the earth. The Creator gave us that nesewin, that breath, so we could live on this earth. So when I think of our ancestors, I think of Meoja, Gashachgiat, Inamat. They prayed to the Creator. They offered that tobacco, Chigishet, in the morning, and they gave thanks to all of creation for their life. They thought about the plant life, the animal life, and the universal life of the sun, the moon, Mishomis, Pokumisna, the big Jesus, the moon. So, Manda Nagadoda and Nishnawbe Madsawin, we have to, I think for myself, try and relearn those things of our ancestors. We Nagadoin Madsawin, Nishnawbe Madsawin. So that in mind, I think of the 4 directions, the 4 elements, the medicine wheel, the 7 grandfather and grandmother teachings. So all of this is composed with that title, the theme of our conference this year. And I'm really excited about this conference that we are going to have, and in terms of all the good things that are going to happen, like the Sacred Fire, we're going to have that again this year. Last year was the very first time we had it, and last year, like we had staff and Nishnawbe went to staff, and it came back after nobody knew where it was, so and last year we were gifted 7 feathers to go on that staff, and I was just so thankful, like, wow, we must be doing something right with the, Mandap Skapi doing Nishnawbe when, like helping out with, the language, which is so important as the, the culture, the spirituality.
How did it start?
Well, it started with a number of us teachers that were really trying to, think of how can we do something as an organization. And we had Mary O'Donnell. She was a professor at Sioux College, and there was Barbara Nolan and myself and Shirley and Isidore. We were the founders of this organization, and we sat down, we had meetings, what can we do, to become an organization. And we had one of Mary O'Donnell's daughter, Tracy O'Donnell. She was just studying law, and she had just finished at the time that we're getting established. And so we asked her if she could develop bylaws for our organization, and we became a non-profit charitable organization, with a number, for Revenue Canada. And so it's been many years, and so now we're going through a very big change with having, this is what I envisioned for this year anyways, that we just focus directly on the organization itself, after, looking at the bylaws, and, we need to be more organized. So all these good things are happening, lots of changes, which is good. We're having the agenda has been on the website since mid-January, and so it is very good that we're getting everything online. The scholarships are online, so it would make it more easier for the scholarship committee to just listen, on their computers and evaluate in that way. Yeah.
So what is the mandate of the conference? What do we hope to do at this conference?
Manda mission statement, Manda Nishnawbe when Nishnawbe Yang Abdek we Bemuido Oin Nishnawbe when we need Anzikidaming. So we take charge of the language. Abdek Aska Witage we Temgat we Mamatish. So that support has to be there. And in English, basically this just means the native language, how we speak it. Native people have to carry their native language to take it on its leadership. There has to be support in order for growth. So this is the mission statement that we had developed almost 18 years ago, and so it is, all the language, they support this, and what we do, we have translators in our Nishnawbe take. We have teachers, so if a community needs to have teachers, then they contact Mishnah Take. You know, could you post this? We have an advertisement for a teacher here. You know, so this is all good. And I think 2 years ago, we had like the workshops happening during the summer. We had the 2 conferences that year. And so with this year, it was more focused on the organization itself. And hopefully next year we can do better things, and hopefully we have Jonia to do these wonderful things for other people. We can want to be on what I'm this has been my dream for so long, like to have a Mishnah Take building with all the resources, you know, where we can have total immersion. My friend, she's Mohawk, and she was telling me, you gotta come to our school. We start in September, and you know, they finish in, you know, like April or May, you know, like they graduate, and this is total immersion. And anyway, that is something like I am hoping for Mishnah Take. Yeah. It's there's so much possibilities that we can do, and you know, even having a conference outside. Next year, 2013, is going to be a very great year for a lot of celebrations. Like to come see, you know, there's many celebrations towards that. And anyway, for this year, I was thinking, oh, come Yab, which means to bring it back across. Come Yab, like walk it back across, like our languages in the States right now, but to bring it back across. Come Yab. But it would also mean to come see again after 200 years. Like I like that theme. Would be really nice to have for 2013, and to have it outside with Sacred Fire and all these, you know, Vishnabe, Yamatsu, and Yab.
There's a really big need for like revitalization of Mishnah within communities. Like, why do you think that is? Like, do you feel that within our young people they're not learning the language, or like, do you think that? Why do you think that there's such a revitalization or a need for this?
Well, like I said in my beginning statement, you know, the Creator gave us this language to speak. We are Mishnah Gdaune. If we lose this language, what are we in Canadian society? If we lose our culture, what are we? We're just part of that pot, you know, melting pot or whatever. You know, we're just like the rest of the citizens across Canada. If we lose our heritage that we were given as a people, you know, like we're caretakers of the land. You know, the land is very important, environmental. You know, like what is happening with our Mother Earth? Because of all the things that have happened with Mother Earth, and it's you know, Mother Earth can only take so much, and it's so important, like for our young ones, to realize, you know, the importance of the language, what relation they have with Mother Earth. You know, like in schools, kids are learning not as much as us parents, us teachers want them to learn. And this is why, you know, I think, well, maybe a total immersion, you know, like I've been to New Zealand where I've seen total immersion taking place. There is no Jagnashin or English or whatever language. They only speak the Maori language, and then the young ones are learning. Kajichiaka, not only the Mohawk people, like having that little immersion. Yeah, and I was really amazed at my friend Betsy, her son, how I said, "Oh, how was your school?" And he's telling me how his school was in the Mohawk language, and then I'm starting to tell him, so when did you get here? He's telling me, so I'm telling him in the English language, and then his mom says, "Okay, now tell us what Martina said in how her day was coming down here." So he's busy talking in the Mohawk language, and I was really amazed. He just started in September, and he's a university student, but he decided to take the immersion.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it is possible for young ones to get a better handle on the language than 20 minutes a day or however many minutes a day that they're given to teach the language in the schools. Yeah. And thinking back, like with my own children, my oldest, I can converse with her on the telephone. She's 42 years old, and her husband, they always say, "Kasagin," and like, "I love you." They always tell each other that. And my grandkids know me as Nokmis. Ani Nokmis. They're able to say a few of the Ojibwe words, but they're Salish and Kootenai from Montana. So I'm really proud of my daughter for continuing to remember some of those words in our language that she spoke a little bit of it when she was living with her grandmother. And for my other kids, they just know Bungi and Talik and but they're still good, Yeah.
Yeah, they can pick that up and build on it.
Yeah.
It's more than what it is. Because we live in this world and everywhere. So they can always build on it. Yeah. All right. Julie Butch.
Oh, no.
Julie Butch.
Be rich.